And here's a severe weather update early on this Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray live in Studio A here at the Alabama Weather Network with Emily Kirk, and we're covering the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur as it gets ready to move across the state of Alabama. We've got a new tornado watch that's in effect until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time today across southwestern Alabama. It covers areas shown here in yellow from Sumter, Greene, and Hale counties through Perry, Dallas, through Lowndes, through Crenshaw and Covington counties, areas to the southwest of that, and into the Panhandle, into southwestern Mississippi, southeastern Louisiana. The actual storm itself became post-tropical last night at 10 p.m. The National Hurricane Center discontinuing advisories on it, but the circulation has moved through southeastern Louisiana this morning and is now moving into southeastern Mississippi. And the vorticity center associated with that has got enough spin in it that as it moves through the warm, moist atmosphere over Alabama today, it's going to produce spin-up tornadoes with it. And showing you what we're looking at on radar this morning. This is the national composite showing all the radars together. You can see rain overspreading the western half of Alabama at this hour. And I'll take all of the warnings off so we can just kind of look at the radar itself, and I'll put it in motion over the last hour so you can get a general idea what the motion looks like. And you can see that counterclockwise spin. The center of circulation is somewhere there in southern Mississippi. But rain now beginning to spread through southeast Alabama, the heavier rain now moving into southwest and west central Alabama. We've had some fairly decent thunderstorms moving through west central Alabama early this morning. Some moved up into the Tuscaloosa area. They've weakened, but we've had several special weather statements from the National Weather Service in Birmingham in that area, but no severe weather there. But putting the warnings back on and kind of stopping this, and we're gonna go to our coastal zone here and take a look at the National Weather Service radar in Mobile, so we can kind of get an idea exactly what's going on across southwestern Alabama. No warnings at this point, but heavy rain coming up through Mobile Bay. There you see it arriving across the causeway, the Bayway, through Daphne and Spanish Fort. Heavy rain now in areas around Fairhope over to Point Clear. Moderate heavy rain across the Fort Morgan Peninsula. Emily's getting our cameras ready, so we'll look at those in just a second. There along the coast, she's checking out all the different looks there around Mobile Bay. Got moderate heavy rain across Dauphin Island. Going to expect some inundation in the normally flood-prone areas of Dauphin Island today with this persistent onshore flow that is going on with the circulation of Arthur. Also at the head of Mobile Bay, there's going to be some flooding on the causeway. Mobile docks expecting potentially today to see water 2 feet above dry ground. So we've got coastal flood warnings in effect, coastal flood advisories in effect for Mobile and Baldwin counties. So those areas over to Fort Pickens in Escambia County, Florida, you could see some problems there. I'm going to turn those alerts off again for just a second, just so we can kind of focus in on what we're seeing here and kind of take you on that, kind of that look. Heavier showers just offshore of the Fort Morgan Peninsula. They're going to be moving across Gask and areas over to Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Not a great day to be at the beach. If you're looking for that, if you're looking for sun and time out on the ocean today, you couldn't go in anyway. Rip current alerts are in effect from Mobile and Baldwin counties all the way to Gulf and Franklin counties on the Florida Panhandle. Double red flags are flying all through that area. And we've got a new flash flood warning from the National Weather Service in Mobile for Perry and Stone. That's going to be the story of the day. Heavy rain up through northern Mobile County, up to Citronelle. It extends up into Washington County to near Chatham. We've got heavier showers in Monroe County, there from Excel and Uri up to Monroeville. Raining heavily now in Clark County, from Jackson up to Grove Hill and Thomasville. Pouring in Choctaw County up to Butler. Got very heavy rain now in Sumter County, York and Livingston. Got an extremely heavy shower showing up now there in Marengo County, southeast of Demopolis. We'll take a look at our Demopolis camera in a few minutes as well. And you can see that heavier showers developing in southern Hale County, south of Greensboro. They extend over into Perry County, northwest of Marion. So, but we're going to go back into southern Mississippi because that's where we've got a lot of activity going on. I'm going to shift back to our Mobile radar at this hour. Very heavy convection going on right now across a good bit of southern Mississippi. And I'll turn the warnings back on because this is where we've got a lot of action happening at this hour. Tornado warnings are in effect right now for Greene, for Perry counties in Mississippi, for this cell that is located near Barbara. It's moving up toward Kittrell and McLean. And the next few minutes, those areas are going to have to deal with this cell as it continues. We'll move, take a look at our storm relative velocity. You see the couplet is just south of US 98, approaching the Beaumont area there in Perry County, Mississippi. It's going to move up into Greene County in the next few minutes. But the more troubling couplet is just southwest of Wiggins. We've had a train of these in the last hour or so, and zooming in on that, we got a tornado warning for this area right here that does include parts of Stone and parts of Stone County, Mississippi. That couplet is right there, and you can see it indicated clearly on our radar. Broad rotation southwest of Wiggins, and just checking out to make sure we don't have any CC drop debris signature there, and we don't right now. Putting that back in motion over the last few minutes or so. Nothing really concerning there, but we could see a tornado develop at any time in areas near Wiggins. Now, this is all going to be translating over into Alabama over the next couple of hours, and hence the Storm Prediction Center, National Weather Service, issuing that tornado watch that's going to be in effect until 5 o'clock today. Now, further back to the southwest, we've got tornado warnings for Hancock and Harrison counties in Mississippi till 8:45, and zeroing in on those so we can kind of see what we're dealing with on that cell. We've got a cell near Dedeaux, south of Lausanne, and it is moving to the northeast as well. And you see these are low top supercells. They're barely even triggering our storm cell identification today. It's going to be one of those kind of days. It's not. They're not going to be big storms, but they're going to be capable of triggering these low-level spin-ups. And now we're getting definitely a low-level lock on our Barron system right there near Dedeaux. So this is very capable of producing a tornado. Debris signature not indicated at this point, but this is going to be moving up toward Saucier and toward the McHenry area eventually. That's because of the leftover spin in the atmosphere from our post-tropical cyclone Arthur. This is north of Diamond Head and Delisle, and north of the Bay St. Louis area in Hancock and Harrison counties in Mississippi. That'll be moving across US 49, areas north of Gulfport, and eventually this is going to work its way up into parts of Washington, Choctaw counties in Alabama. So that's why we're keeping a very close eye on it for the next probably 18 hours or so. It's going to be a busy day. The other considerable threat that we have across Alabama today is excessive flooding. And we've got an aerial flood watch for all of the southern 2/3 of Alabama until 7 p.m. on Friday. And this is a very serious situation, something that we don't see very often from the Weather Prediction Center for sure. And it's just something that we just don't see. And that is a high risk. And Emily, if you could pull the high risk up for me on one of the other Barron boxes, that would be helpful because this Barron box is stuck right here. I'm gonna have to unlock it. So, okay, so we're gonna go to links 3 for a second, and here we go. This is something you just don't see that often. It only happens a few times a year, and when it does happen, it means business. And when I say that, I mean it generally is accompanied by significant reports of significant flooding. And it really was prompted by overnight modeling that showed, that we were going to have, some 10 to 12 inch rainfall amounts across southwestern Alabama. And that can cause catastrophic flooding. And of course, the QPF forecasts overnight were raised. We've been expecting widespread 4 to 8 inch amounts across, a good bit of the southern half of Alabama for several days now. And those amounts were increased, and some of the ensemble numbers were, really coming up. So that, gave us tremendous concern for southwestern Alabama, and is something that we're watching, of course, very, very closely. So you see that area in magenta in southwestern Alabama includes parts of Escambia, Mobile, Baldwin, southern portions of Washington counties that are in that high risk. That's that level 4 out of 4. In southwestern Alabama. Of course, a large part of Alabama now in the moderate risk today, level 3 out of 3, and all of the state is at least in that level 2 out of 4 for today for flash flooding. So this is a very serious flash flood risk, and something that everyone has to take very seriously. You have to take heed of the advice. Very easy mnemonic: turn around, don't drown. When you are faced with standing water, when you're walking or if you're driving in a car, very easy advice is just please turn around and go the other way. This is really critical. So we've got links 2 back, and it's working properly now. And you see the big picture. Rain now overspreading the western third of Alabama, with our most intense rainfall occurring now over southwestern Alabama back into southeastern portions of Mississippi. And we're going to zoom in on the Mobile radar at this hour and give you what's going on here. Rainfall accumulations over the past 12 hours are becoming, quite concerning. Back through southeastern Louisiana, parts of Terrebonne Parish, Lafourche, up into parts of the New Orleans area, those rainfall amounts now approaching 7 to 8 and even higher, 7 to 8 inches and even higher. Areas northeast of Oklahoma now have accumulated, according to radar estimates, over 9 inches of rain. So, of course, we've obviously had significant reports of flooding in the New Orleans area near Kenner in Jefferson Parish. Several cars stalled out due to flooding near Esplanade and Loyola in Kenner in that area. And, that New Orleans, of course, is under a flash flood warning. They've had a considerable flash flood warning all morning. There were also reports of a potential tornado in the Metairie area, with additional reports of a possible tornado near Wagaman, and tornado reports, power flashes near the lakefront. There was also a 68-mile-per-hour wind gust at the lakefront airport earlier this morning. This report, southeast of Metairie in Jefferson Parish, reports of power lines, building, and tree damage between Airline and Earhart around L&A Road this morning around 6:30. So getting reports in from the New Orleans area, not only of flooding, but also wind damage as well. Up in the Slidell area, we've got reports of flooding there. In St. Tammany, water was 1 to 2 feet deep on Airport Road in Slidell, and high water along Gals Boulevard in Slidell. So reports of flooding there, and that could be expected with these kind of rain totals, as you would expect. Rain totals in the St. Tammany Parish area are now running 5 to 6 inches, and approaching 7 inches in areas east of there. So this is a serious situation in Lafourche and in St. Tammany, and over into southern Mississippi. We've got Hancock and Harrison counties as well that are going through now this extremely heavy rain. Instantaneous rainfall rates are being observed as high as 4 inches per hour from these storms, and we still have a low-level lock right there on the Harrison-Hancock County line. That's our primary concern from a tornado standpoint. So not only flooding, but these spin-up tornadoes are going to be a problem today. And we see that now north of Dedeaux, the storm relative velocity showing that, and I'll take that product off so we can kind of look at the just the raw data here, and get a look at kind of what's going on in that area just south of Riceville, heading up towards Saucier, and that's our primary area of concern. Using the mobile radar, is what we're looking at. Putting that in motion over the last 15 minutes or so, you can see the motion of that couplet, and we do have a tornado warning that continues there. So we're not going to stay with it for much longer here. We're going to be back soon. It will not take very long till we're going to be back this morning, because all this activity is going to be in Alabama. We're going to prepare a new statewide forecast for the network, and then we'll be waiting as tornadoes get ready to move back into our area. But we already have a tornado warning till 8:30 for Greene County, and our policy here at the Alabama Weather Network, that spline of counties along the Alabama-Mississippi border in Mississippi, we like to come on and tell you what's going on, because we want to give you a heads up as to what's happening. So go through your tornado safety rules today. Make sure you've got a plan. If a tornado warning polygon is issued for your location, your job is to immediately move to a place of safety, which is the lowest floor in a site-built structure. That means to put as many walls between you and the outside of the building as possible. A central room, basement is preferable, but if that's not available, that's okay. A hallway, a closet, or bathroom afford the best protection. If you can put on a helmet, that is ideal. Surround yourself with blankets and pillows, things like that. Just put as many walls between you and the outside of the building as you can. Close the doors off, and make sure you take your phone, your device with you. The Alabama Weather Network app is outstanding. It will follow you wherever you are, provides you with notifications for the warnings that you choose. Tornado warnings is most important. Obviously, flash flood warnings, critical too. We want you to always have those enabled. Have your weather radio, that's first line of defense. That's your smoke detector for severe weather. Have that turned on. We now have a tornado watch for all of southern southwestern part of Alabama until 5 p.m. today. And we're going to be watching that and a significant flash flood threat, the highest level today for southwestern Alabama, including parts of Washington, Mobile, Baldwin, and Escambia counties. So you see the radar. It's going to, the thunderstorms are going to expand in coverage and intensities. Rainfall rates are going to continue to increase all day. We have near record moisture levels in the atmosphere. So the atmosphere is no shortage of rainfall to making materials today across the state. And we have plenty of ample low-level shear to produce these small spin-up tornadoes today. And even small spin-up tornadoes can injure and kill. So we want you to take them seriously. We'll be here all day, all night at the Alabama Weather Network. Emily Kirk is here with me. She'll be driving cameras. She'll be monitoring chat. She'll be providing complete monitoring of our social media channels on the Alabama Weather Network platforms and pulling in data. So if you have information, please send it to us. We'll get it on the air as quickly as we can throughout the day. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray here, live in Studio A at the Alabama Weather Network.
Live, statewide, 24/7. It's the Alabama Weather Network.
They spin up fast, hide in rain, and strike in clusters. Even though our tornadoes are generally not photogenic, Alabama has more strong violent tornadoes per square mile than states like Oklahoma, and we consistently rank at or near the top nationally in tornado fatalities. If you live here long enough, you will understand that tornadoes happen to real people, at a real place, at a real time. By summer, the tornado risk goes away, and heat settles in like an old friend who overstays his welcome, like a damp dish rag. On summer afternoons, pop-up storms brew with tropical intensity, unloading rain in sheets before the sun returns, steam rising off asphalt like breath from the earth. In late summer and early fall, hurricanes from the Gulf can strike with heart-stopping force and indescribable destruction on our incredibly beautiful coastline, and the impact from hurricanes extends well inland. Fall brings sweet relief. The air turns crisp, footballs fly, skies deepen to a cobalt blue, leading us into winter. Snow in Alabama is rare, fleeting, and unforgettable. 1/2 inch of snow can shut the state down, but on occasion, crippling ice storms bring days and weeks of misery. Alabama weather is more than a forecast. It's a living rhythm that is endlessly fascinating. In a state where the sky can go from calm to chaos fast, critical weather warnings are the first line of defense. Having access to live coverage during high-impact weather events is crucial and can save your life. For the first time ever, as of this moment, the state of Alabama now has a dedicated 24/7 weather source that will take care of all 67 counties. No part of the state will be ignored. Introducing the Alabama Weather Network, which begins now.
It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
We're up early for you on this Thursday morning. Meteorologist Bill Murray here with the statewide forecast from Studio A at the Alabama Weather Network. Still quite dark out there. 82 degrees though at Dauphin Island early this morning. A southwest wind gusting to 29 miles an hour on our region's Skycam network. Look at the flag blowing there at Point Clear, the Marriott Grand Hotel. Warm and humid. The air mass over coastal Alabama, very tropical, ready for some very heavy rains. 82 degrees with a dew point of 79 and some rain coming down there. Fairhope just up the eastern shore of Mobile Bay, 80 degrees with a dew point of 80. It doesn't get much stickier than that. 100% humidity in the beautiful town on the eastern shore. Gulf Shore's 81 over 79. It's going to be windy and wet today on the Alabama Gulf Coast as the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur move across. In the port city of Mobile, 80 over 78. A few raindrops falling on the camera there. 30 miles per hour, the peak gust at the Renaissance Tower there in downtown Mobile. Our key messages are flooding rains from the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur. Some tornadoes are possible across Alabama today, and it will continue to be wet into the weekend as we're sort of left in a soupy air mass, even though a front's going to be sinking into the state from the north. Temperatures across Alabama at this hour uniformly in the upper 70s, lower 80s though in coastal parts of Alabama. Wind gusts already 17 to 22 miles an hour over much of the state, gusting as high as 25 miles an hour over the coastal counties. We do have coastal flood alerts for the areas around Mobile Bay where coastal flood inundations today could reach 2 feet above normal dry ground. So areas around Dauphin Island over to Fort Pickens in the Pensacola Bay area, some areas along the causeway, you know who you are. That's where we could experience problems today with that steady onshore flow. High surf alerts for those seas 5 to 7 feet, occasionally as high as 9 feet along the Alabama and Northwest Florida beaches over to Bay County. So be ready for that. We're going to have rip current alerts all the way over to Franklin County today, all the way from Mobile and Baldwin counties through Gulf and Franklin counties in the eastern panhandles. And we've got flood alerts. We've got this aerial flood watch that's going to continue through much Friday for Alabama. It might even get extended into Saturday for parts of the area. We've got a tornado watch until 6 a.m. It's going to almost certainly going to be extended. You very rarely see this high risk for excessive rainfall, flash flooding, and we've got it today. For southwestern Alabama, southeastern Mississippi, the extreme northwestern portion of the Florida Panhandle, a large moderate risk. That's the level, the 3 out of 4. Next to the highest level, all of the rest of Alabama in the level 2 out of 5. So flooding is a real threat, and it continues into tomorrow with that level 3 moderate risk over southern Alabama continuing. In addition to the flooding, we've got the threat of tornadoes and severe weather today. The slight risk, Alabama has been upgraded into the level 2 out of 5 area for areas south of Montgomery, west of Abbeville, kind of south of Camden and Jackson. We'll be watching that all day today. Damaging winds, possibility of an isolated tornado. Rest of the state not out of the woods completely on that, but the best chance of a tornado is going to be near the circulation of the remnants of Arthur as it continues moving east. We do have that tornado watch until 6 a.m., and as I said, it's going to most certainly be extended eastward. Tomorrow, the severe weather threat will continue with that front sagging down from the north, areas south of I-20. Here's the radar as we get into the 4:38 hour early on this Thursday morning, showing showers extending into Alabama now. The worst weather is still in the New Orleans area, and we'll kind of zoom into that. Here's where the circulation of what's left of Arthur is located. It's between Houma and Thibodaux, Gray. We've got lots of reports of flooding in that area. We've had confirmed tornado warnings in that area as well, and this is all shifting to the east-northeast. It'll be moving across southeastern Mississippi and into Alabama. This is a very important futurecast. Through the morning hours, showers and thunderstorms will be increasing across our state. As they do, they will spread very heavy rain. We'll see those rainfall rates approaching 3 to 4 inches per hour in some areas. Some spots could pick up 5 to 10 or more inches of rain, especially over South Alabama, and that, of course, will cause flooding, significant flooding. And as that rainfall expands and increases through the early afternoon, we'll also be watching for the development of low-top supercells that will be capable of producing those quick spin-up tornadoes. They're not going to be the big tornadoes that we see sometimes in the spring and the fall, but they can cause damage and they can cause injury and death. So be ready for those. Be looking for those quick spin-up tornado warnings today. You see them dropping south during the late afternoon into the evening hours. Here by 8 o'clock, they're sinking toward the Florida Panhandle border and moving across the border during the evening hours. But more showers and thunderstorms will develop after midnight during the pre-dawn hours over South Alabama. We'll be back at it early again tomorrow, doing this same thing ahead of that front as it drops south. More showers and storms, heavy rain, the potential for severe weather once again on Friday as that front drops south and the remnants of Arthur move off to the east. Things will begin to improve on Saturday. Things start to brighten up, but we'll still have some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, especially over South Alabama. Highs today across the state will be warmest over North Alabama, upper 80s in the extreme northwestern part of Alabama, coolest in the middle of the state where the clouds and rain will be the heaviest, with lower 80s over coastal sections. Lows tonight fairly uniform, low to mid 70s except near 80 along the coast in that very soupy tropical air mass. Highs tomorrow generally in the middle to upper 80s across the state. The rainfall outlook has been upgraded. Some of the newest model data shows 10 to 15 inches over parts of southwest Alabama. So we have a widespread area of 4 to 8 inch amounts with some isolated 10 to 12, maybe even 15 inch amounts over southwestern Alabama. Your 7-day forecast for the northern half of Alabama, we keep pretty good rain chances in the entire forecast. Highs are going to be trending back toward the upper 80s. Overnight lows will be hovering right around the lower 70s. For the southern half of Alabama, it's more of the same, near a 100% chance of rain today. Good rain chances continuing through Saturday, and then scattered thunderstorms will be in the forecast for the remaining part of the 7-day period. Temperatures will be trending back toward the lower 90s as we turn the page on a new week. We'll be here all day and all night monitoring the weather across Alabama and updating you on the potential for flooding and severe weather right here from the Alabama Weather Network.
Your thermostat forecast is brought to you by the Alabama Carrier Dealers.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, dance, cuddle, and love. And whether it's big, small, yellow, or tall, it's home. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Arthur's rain and thick clouds hold readings down today, especially inland across Alabama. Birmingham and Montgomery around 80 to 81 degrees. Huntsville and Decatur might be more around 84. Mobile and the coast will be soupy, 83 to 86 degrees. Tonight, expect warm and soupy conditions where rounds of rain will be flying. Birmingham drops to around 71, Montgomery to around 73, Mobile only to around 80 degrees. For your Friday, a bit warmer as the heaviest rain shifts east. Birmingham expecting a high of 85, Montgomery checking in at 84. Mobile may reach 91 degrees in between showers. For your Saturday, drier air filters into North Alabama, mid to upper 80s statewide. And your 8 to 14 day outlook from the CPC from June 25th, June 26th through July 2nd. Alabama leans above normal for both temperature and rainfall, with subtropical ridging holding over the southeastern United States. Confidence is average, but the bottom line for cooling demand, once this wet stretch winds down, heat and humidity will build back into the low 90s. Expect that air conditioner use and cooling bills to climb as we head into late June.
The thermostat forecast was brought to you by the Carrier dealers in Alabama. Carrier, turn to the experts.
In the weather business, we go through 4 seasons every year. And as families, we go through different seasons of life. And during some of those seasons, our finances are stretched and utility bills can become a burden. This is Mary Claire McDougall with Alabama Power Company, and there are ways that those families that are struggling a bit can get some assistance.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a thing called Energy Assistant, and it's really a one-stop tool where you can find things like energy savings tips and connect with support.
So if somebody wants to try that out, how would they do that?
Yeah, so you can go to alabamapower.com/energy assistant, and you would fill out some anonymous questions about your situation, and they would connect you with appropriate support.
There's a marvelous program called Project Share. Explain that.
Yes, Project Share is one of my favorite things to talk about. So it's a long-term partnership with the Salvation Army, and it's a program that helps seniors and individuals with disabilities pay their energy bills when they're struggling.
Wow. And so Alabama Power customers can actually help in that process other families that might be struggling. How do they do that?
Yes, absolutely. So you can do it a few ways. On your bill, you can check a box that says, yes, I want to participate in Project Share and donate. And then you can also access it on your online account, and you would opt in that way. And truly, $1, $2, $10 per bill makes a huge impact.
So find out ways you can be involved in Project Share and more about Energy Assistant at alabamapower.com.
Before we look ahead, we look back. This is Today in Weather History.
In this edition of Today in Weather History, we look at a time when the atmosphere over Belgium led to Napoleon's Waterloo. And it was on this date back in 1815 that it had been raining for 3 days around the battlefield at Waterloo. Thunderstorms drenching Belgium as Napoleon battled the Prussians and the Allies. Heavy rain turning the roads, the fields, and the farm lanes into deep mud. Now, this saturated ground delayed Napoleon's attack, and it blunted his advantage, his artillery and his infantry. The muddy battlefield brought crucial time for Blücher's Prussians to arrive on the field. And at Waterloo, the rain and mud changed history, removing Napoleon from power forever.
Alabama state bird in flight. Watch the Alabama Weather Network next time.
here's the latest from the tropics.
Here's a quick update on the tropics, and we'll start off with a fun satellite picture from AWN Skywatcher Joey Amberson. This is Tropical Storm Arthur as it was off the Texas coast yesterday. Kind of a fun take on things. Thank you, Joy, for finding that and sending it to us. Not so fun today is the flood risk. Parts of southwest Alabama in the level 4 out of 4 high risk category today. Extremely rare that this is issued by the Weather Prediction Center, and when it happens, it means business. This is almost always invariably followed by catastrophic flooding, and so we are watching this area very carefully today. Most of the rest of Alabama at a level 3 out of 5, the moderate risk, and all of Alabama at least in a level 2 out of 5 today. This is the real satellite picture this morning at 7:15 as the center of tropical storm, post-tropical cyclone Arthur now, as it is designated by the Hurricane Center, really back over here in southwestern Louisiana. The circulation, though, is over southeastern Louisiana, moving into southern Mississippi. We've got new convection developing back over central Louisiana, getting ready to move into southwestern Mississippi. This whole area is going to expand today in coverage and intensity, and the radars are lit up. Right now, the most intense convection now moving through southeastern Louisiana into southwestern Mississippi. We have a confirmed tornado warning here. We've had tornado damage around the lakefront in New Orleans, a 68-mile-per-hour wind gust. We had tornado damage around Metairie, tornado damage around Wagaman in New Orleans. Earlier confirmed tornado warnings around Terrebonne Parish there around Homa as well. And you can see we're going to get a new tornado watch soon for southern Alabama, probably by 8 a.m. this morning. Showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving over this area, flooding the main threat today, widespread 4 to 8 inch amounts. This was the last advisory issued last night at 10 p.m. on Arthur. But I have some new news on the storm as it moves across the southeastern United States and emerges out into the Atlantic. It may become a problem. We have a new tornado warning in southern Mississippi. We're going to be watching those as they move into Alabama. New confirmed tornado warning here in southeastern Mississippi.